Welcome everyone to the Inland Sports Show. Before we start the show, make sure you like this video and you've subscribed to the Inland Sports Show YouTube channel. And if you're a local business or organization and you'd like to promote yourself on this show, just send us an email, inlandsportsshow@gmail.com. The show starts right now. Garcia's left footed. And what is up, everybody? Welcome to your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show. I'm your host, Pep Fernandez. We are live and amplified here at Teen Vision TV 16. Johnny Nunez directing the show behind the scenes. We got a good one. We got a lot of great basketball highlights, soccer highlights. We're going to check in with San Gorgonio head boys soccer coach Adrian Villalobos. The Spartans trying to win another CIF title. They did it last year. Can they do it again? But they got bumped up in division. All that plus a very special tribute to Heisman Trophy winner Jayden Daniels. He's got the big parade and celebration at the football stadium on Saturday, and we put together a little something special to get you ready for a big Saturday here in the IE to celebrate our Heisman Trophy winner. But we're starting off with some girls hoops. They're back at it again. Ram High getting it done in girls basketball on top of the River Valley League, the first time through the league play. Joining us here live on the show, the head coach of the Ramona girls basketball team, Brandon Fletcher. And Coach, before we talk about your team, because they're good, you got some great young players, we're going to break it down. I know you're a big sports fan. You collect trading cards. I think specifically you're big in baseball cards. What is your best or favorite baseball card that you have?
It was a gift from a friend of mine who owns a sports card shop in Arcadia, and it's a Buster Posey relic autograph card. It's actually like a booklet where you open it up. It's got 3 different panels with a bunch of jersey swatches and an auto. It was a gift from him to me for a birthday gift a couple of years ago. So that's probably the favorite one that I have. I have over 700 different Buster Posey cards in my collection. So that's kind of my expensive hobby that I like to focus on in some downtime. So yeah.
So I'm guessing you're a Buster Posey fan, a San Francisco Giants fan.
Absolutely, 100%.
You know, Coach, man, I was really into baseball cards back in the day. I played baseball. I loved baseball. It was the first edition of the Upper Deck set where King Griffey Jr. was number 1, in the set. Mm-hmm. Like, I loved it. In fact, that was probably my favorite card back then. He was, obviously King Griffey Jr. was amazing. But after all these years, I mean, what keeps you going back to baseball cards? What do you enjoy about those so much?
With baseball, it's kind of the romanticism in the history of baseball that kind of keeps me drawn into it. My dad was a really good baseball player growing up, and I collected cards with him when I was a kid. And I love watching baseball games. I love going to the yard and spending a few hours just hanging out outside, watching a game. And just, it's the history that baseball kind of tells us throughout the story of the United States. I try to intertwine that in with my classes that I have, and the struggles of baseball kind of mirror the struggles of life. And it's a game based on failure, and it's a game based off of overcoming adversity. And it's just, baseball has a lot of really good stories to tell, and that's kind of what keeps me drawn back to that. And basketball being my favorite sport, my love, and something that I've really thrown my passion and my purpose into. But baseball always has kind of a special place because it tells a story, and I'm a storyteller myself. I love listening to the stories and watching them unfold, and baseball kind of has a way of doing that.
Well, tell your boy Clinton Ball, if you need someone to sub in there, man, you'll jump in the dugout. You've got it handled.
Yeah, Coach and I talk ball a little bit. His classroom's right across the way from mine, so we chat a little bit about ball. And coaching softball kind of gives me a little bit of that itch, and it satisfies that a little bit too. So.
All right, Coach, let's talk about your girls basketball team. Off to a great start, still undefeated right now in River Valley League play. Before we talk about the big expectations, your goals for this season, what do you like about your team right now? What are they doing well right now? And do you feel like there's still some room for improvement? Coach, when you look at this roster, you've got a lot of younger players. It's not like a senior heavy squad. What's it about your program or the way you coach that, younger players can fit right in and contribute and play a large role in the team's success?
Allows us to coach the person first. And when younger players come in, it can be daunting, especially if you're a younger player playing varsity. It's a really daunting task. And there's the physicality and the maturity and the mental toughness needed to go through the grind, the expectations, and the adversity that you face, especially at the varsity level as a younger player. When we focus on kind of the person and those people skills first, we're able to overcome a lot of that. And the younger players know that it's a process. And there's going to be good days, there's going to be bad days, highs and lows, and that we manage those. And so the younger players have an opportunity to feel safe in that growth process. And that's why we're able to utilize and incorporate younger players, especially on our varsity rosters, a lot more than maybe I even expected from time to time. And that's, I've had to really learn a lot about that as a coach myself and how to incorporate that into our programs so that the younger players don't get burnt out or don't lose their confidence. And that's a large growth process for myself as well. So I'm glad that, as I've matured as a coach and have had this program for a while, we've been able to maintain that and grow that a lot more. And I also give credit to our athletic program and our athletic director, John Tibbles, who really talks a lot about being transactional. I mean, not transactional, being transformative. Mm-hmm. Transactional is something we're trying to get away from, but being transformative. And with that focus, we're able to do a lot more with our athletes and for our athletes as well.
You brought up your awesome AD, John Tibbles, his daughter, Jayden, balling out as a freshman at the varsity level. Speaking of this youth movement, all the younger players, contributing and seeing significant minutes on your squad this year. What makes Jayden a special player, Coach?
Jayden just works. Her work ethic and her motor is just at the highest level. She always works. And she's building a toughness. She's learning kind of what that next step is and kind of the things that she's able to do that she doesn't even realize yet. And she's now really starting to kind of see, oh, I can affect the game this way, or if I'm not shooting well, I can do this, or I can lock down a defender here. And the multifaceted the multifaceted player that she can become, and she's really been a tremendous bright spot for us all year long. But especially as we've gotten into the league, she's like the maturity and the experience are now starting to kick in too, and she's really stepped up for us and all year long. And it's just she's only 23 games into her career. Granted, she's been playing basketball all her life, and that also helps with our younger players as well. A lot of our younger players have been playing for a really long time, so when they get here, we're not teaching them the basics, like the foundational basics that we may have to teach somebody who's never played before. So they're able to step in right away because they have a plethora of experience when they're younger. And Jayden is no exception. She's been around our program all of her life too, because of her dad being the athletic director here. So she's kind of familiar with myself and how things are kind of expected, but she's fearless and she will get out there and just work. And her motor never stops, which is her best characteristic and why she's able to make such an impact so early.
Well, Coach, with Jayden and some of these other great younger players, it's understandable to be excited about what the next couple of years is going to look like at Ramona High School. But as the head coach, how do you just stay in the moment and make sure that these younger players, continue to develop and continue to get better and win games right now? Because you guys, are closing in on a River Valley League championship.
Well, first, we can't talk. I can't talk about this team without talking about the incredible crop of seniors we have. We have 6 players who have their freshman year was that COVID weird shutdown spring season where we ended up playing like a regional tournament game in June, and that was their freshman year, and so they've had quite the journey to their senior year. And we have a group of 6 that have been with us for pretty much the whole ride, all 4 years, except for Ava Wallace, who's only played with us for 2, and Kayla Chapel, who played with us for 3, but because they were playing softball, so they didn't join us until afterwards. But Alexa Moreno, Omaya Wilson, Genesis Duncan, missing one, and Michelle Soto. That's it. Those 4 have been with us all 4 years, and they are absolutely incredible people first, and they really help take everybody either on our varsity team who's younger or in the JV level or the freshman level, and they talk to them and they coach them and they support them in such a way that everybody, they feel welcome and they feel encouraged to keep working here. And that group with Kayla and Ava, who came to us from softball, have given us a senior class that is just a phenomenal character group. And without them, we are not doing what we're doing now. So that really, a lot of the credit goes to them.
Yeah, for the seniors, you want to win right now, and try to make this a special season, obviously, for them. Coach, you mentioned the senior group and how it all got started, with that COVID season. But now you're far enough removed from that 2019 season when you guys went to the state championship. Do you have to kind of remind your current team, like, hey, it wasn't too long ago that we were playing in a state, finals game. Like, let's get back there, ladies.
We got to remind a lot of people that we had. It wasn't that long ago that we were there, and there's a lot of people out there that have a short-term memory that. I take that and kind of use it as bulletin board materials. Like, look, ladies, we look at the history of our program, and we have a sustained success. And however, there's a lot of work to be done. We don't get the name brand recognition. And nope, my light just turned off. My classroom light likes to turn off like every 5 minutes.
Hey, tell Tibbles to pay the electric bill around there. Come on, let's go.
Oh, the bill's paid. It's just they got on a weird timer. But anyway, back to what I was saying. It's like we don't have that name brand, household name. But when you're looking at the teams in the area, I mean, you look at the success that we've had. I think we deserve to be mentioned in those conversations. And we take on teams and we go out and compete, and we've had success. But I remind the girls, hey, we have to do things. We have to play for our respect, and they get fired up with that. And as we're going through this journey right now, and we're sitting at the top of the River Valley League, we haven't won a league championship since I think 2004. So it's been a minute. And that's one of our goals, that we want to end that drought. And I really want the senior class to have something like that and to have a successful legacy, because they deserve it. They've had to endure so much. But I've also told them, like, look, league is good, but there are bigger things out there for us too. And we want to go get that. We've set high, maybe, really lofty.
Uh-oh, Coach. Let's see if he's going to battle back through the frozen screen. I think he's frozen right there. All right, Johnny, just come to me. We'll see. Oh, there he is. Hey, Coach, are you back with us?
Yeah, I'm back with you.
Oh, it froze for a moment, because I still wanted to ask you about, I was talking to you a little bit the other night at RCC about, man, your brutal non-league schedule. I mean, nothing against the River Valley League, but you really, in terms of, scheduling non-league opponents, it was real front heavy. You played some really good teams early on in this season. How do you think that'll pay off for you guys when you get to the 4A playoffs in the CIF Southern section?
Well, it's paying off right now because our kids are, they've grown from it and they're used to a level of competition. And we're seeing it now where, even Norte Vista is very, very good. And they put a lot of pressure on teams, and we're able to handle that and deal with their tests. And we pass that test. Patriots the same way, and we're able to pass that test. Our non-league schedule was a lot tougher than maybe I had originally anticipated, which is fine. I enjoy that. The record, I was looking at some numbers earlier, and the combined record of the 10 games that we've lost, including that 7-game losing streak, was 126-88. So almost 40 games above 500. What that's going to do for us in the playoffs is we've gone to places that are kind of out of the way, and we've had to make some road trips, but we're seeing a lot of different styles, and we're experiencing a lot of different adversities. And so whatever we see in the 4A playoffs, I don't think it's going to surprise us. Our players are going to be able to recognize those situations and adapt. And that's really what I want.
Well, Coach, you said 2004, the last time Ramona girls won a league title. I mean, that's 20 years ago now. Sounds like it's not that far ago, far in the past, but that was 20 years ago.
It's 20 years ago. I think they were still in the Sun-Kissed at the time, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, you guys are really close. This is a special team. And like you said, River Valley League title, hang a banner in the gym. That would be great. But maybe there's a little bit more for this team this upcoming season in the playoffs. That's what it sounds like.
We're definitely hoping that's the goal. We have our sights set on big things, and we want to achieve as much as possible. And these seniors don't want to quit playing either. And very similar to that 2019 team, they put in a lot of investment into this program, and they want to, I want them to be rewarded with as much as they possibly can.
Well, Coach Fletcher, listen, I always appreciate the time, whether it's talking Sacramento Kings, baseball cards, of course, girls basketball. I'll always love it. Great conversation. Thank you, Coach, and best of luck the rest of the season.
Thanks, Pat. Appreciate it, man.
You got it. That's Brandon Fletcher, the head girls basketball coach at Ramona High School here on the Inland Sports Show. Thanks again, Coach. Really appreciate it. All right, we come back here on the show. We're going to talk some high school soccer. We'll check in with Adrian Villalobos. He's the head coach at San Gorgonio on the boys' side. And we got some soccer highlights and basketball highlights still to come here on your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show.
And this segment of the Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Kin Sporting Goods in Norco, #1 in the Inland Empire for team uniforms, sports equipment, and Letterman's jackets. Boost Performance Training in Corona. Athletes of all levels and all sports train at Boost. And also ask about the Bass Private School. Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands. Personalized treatment you deserve from an orthodontist you can trust. Chick-fil-A in Rialto, right off the 210 freeway at Ayala Drive. Eat more chicken. We are back, everybody. You already know this guy. That's the Boost man, Ray Bass here at Boost Performance Training. We're We're at the Boost Performance Center with another gridiron question, and Coach Bass, we're back at it. We want to know, parents out there, are they making mistakes in that athletic development of their son or daughter? Here at Boost, we're trying to answer those questions so you don't. What is the next tip that you can give for the parents out there?
Yeah, I would say the next tip is not knowing what athletic development looks like. So many organizations that parents seek for their child's growth, they're less about developing kids as they are about finding talented ones. Now, don't get me wrong, raw talent is really important for success. Unfortunately, Pep, talented kids fall off every year, and we don't talk enough about these athletes, which is why it's important to take a big picture approach when it comes to athletic development. I tell my student athletes all the time, how you do one thing is how you do everything. So
The Inland Sports Show is proud to partner with Dr. Marcus Paulson and Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands. Dr. Paulson and his team work with children, teens, and adults using orthodontic products like traditional braces and Invisalign to make a difference in the appearance, comfort, and function of each patient's teeth. Paulson Orthodontics welcomes new patients, so schedule a visit today. Paulson Orthodontics. We make braces fun.
And welcome back here on the Inland Sports Show, live and amplified at Teen Vision TV 16. Right now, talking a little high school soccer. Now, you'll remember last year, we had a CIF champion on the boys' side. That was San Gorgonio, not only winning a CIF Southern Section title for the first time in school history, but also going all the way and winning the Southern California Regional Championship as well. Well, San G is stacked again, and they are off to a great start. We had a chance to catch up with head coach Adrian Villalobos following a big win against rival Arroyo Valley, who also has a very strong team. But San G looking to chase down a San Andreas League title and then make another CIF run. Last year when they won CIF, it was Division 6. Now they got bumped up to Division 3. Here is San G head coach Adrian Villalobos.
All right, we're here with San Gorgonio head coach Adrian Villalobos. A 4-1 result against the Hawks today. Coach, Arroyo Valley played hard, but I feel like everyone wants to beat San G this season. Do you feel like every team that you go up against, they're bringing their A game? Everyone wants to knock off San G because you guys are coming off a championship season.
Yes, we've actually been talking about that all season, and today I told the boys before the game, you know what, I'm tired talking about that. Like, we know we have a big target in our back. We earned it. So now let's go out and prove, why everybody wants us.
Today, when I got here, it was 1-1 at halftime, 3 goals in the second half. What was kind of clicking? What was the message at halftime, but what was kind of clicking in the second half for you guys?
We did a better job with their high press, and the second half we adjusted a little bit because we knew they were high pressing and just on us the whole time, and we just needed to connect a little bit more, and we knew as soon as we could start doing that, it was going to open up a little bit. So we knew that one more goal would do it. You
kind of open up the floodgates, right? You got 1, 2, 3 in the second half to win 4-1. Coach, I know there's a lot of returning players, but some new faces out there as well. So with this year's team, what are kind of the goals or the expectations for you? I know you're in bigger division for playoffs too.
Yeah. Yes. We still have high goals and high expectations. Some of the things that are different, like I just talked to some of the boys after the game. We have 3 freshmen on varsity, and all 3 played them to start. So we have high expectations, and yeah, there's a lot of returners, but there's also some good players coming up that are helping us out.
And you guys are off to a strong season, but do you feel like the best is still to come? Like you guys are still improving, and hopefully you'll be peaking by the time the playoffs roll around?
Yeah, I think so. We just had a lot of ties, and it feels like, we've lost some of those games, even though they're ties.
Yeah.
We still not peaked yet, and we're still banged up a little bit. We got guys that are not 100%. We had 2 guys not here today because they're injured, but we're working.
All right, that's San Gorgonio head coach Adrian Villalobos.
All right, thank you for that, Coach. And actually, I misspoke. I thought they got bumped up to Division III. It's actually Division II this upcoming playoff season for San Gorgonio. That's how good they were last year. So big expectations once again for the Spartans. And even at Division II, they could make a very deep CIF run as well. All right, more high school soccer, and that leads us straight into the big boost play of the week.
Inland Sports.
To the land of the Big 8, Roosevelt taking on Norco. Mustangs with the free kick. That's number 22, Isabel Salazar, the old lefty. Check out the free kick, the set piece by Salazar. Great kick, and all the way through the traffic and in for the goal in the side netting. What a shot by Salazar, and that would help Roosevelt beat Norco on the road at Norco by a final score of 2-1 in Big 8 league play. Let's take one more look at this. A great shot on frame, and somehow it made its way through a bunch of different Norco and Roosevelt players to find the back of the net and over the keeper's head. Isabel Salazar providing the big boost play of the week. Great goal there. Roosevelt a 2-1 win against Norco, and of course trying to chase down the league favorite they've been for a long time, Santiago. So Roosevelt versus Santiago girls soccer. That's going to be a big match coming up. All right, now we're going to take a look at some high school basketball, and this is our Kin Sporting Goods must-see game. If you are watching us live right now from Teen Vision TV 16, Rancho Verde and Riverside Poly will tip off in just about 27 minutes or so. This is a big-time Ivy League contest. Rancho Verde, the favorite to win the Ivy League title, but Riverside Poly always plays the Mustangs tough. Poly's coming off a couple tough losses. In fact, they've had a tough stretch. They had to play Rancho Christian in Ivy League play. They came up a couple short against RC, and then they had to play Centennial on Monday, and they actually battled the Huskies, but lost that one as well. So this is going to have a huge implication in terms of the Ivy League championship tonight at the Rancho Verde High School. Poly and Rancho Verde, that's our Kin Sporting Goods must-see game this week. So again, if you're watching us live on Wednesday night, they are about to tip off in about 25 minutes or so. All right, and then on this past Monday, we had a lot of high school basketball around the area on the MLK holiday. At RCC, we had the MLK shootout. Some of the best teams in the IE playing at Wheelock Gym, and it was all day long. It started in the morning. Basketball games back to back to back all the way until night. In fact, Rancho Verde beat King in the nightcap, the final game of the night on Monday night. But one of the better games featuring an all-IE matchup was Hillcrest and Grand Terrace. Our guy Josh Ali, part of the Inland Sports team, got some great shots, some great highlights of Hillcrest winning that game 76-58 against GT. Check out some of the highlights.
Inland Sports.
All right, once again, our guy Joshua Lee doing those highlights, Grand Terrace and Hillcrest at the MLK Shootout at RCC. When we come back, we'll talk a little more local football here in the IE as we pay tribute to our Heisman Trophy winner, Jayden Daniels from Cajon High School. That's next here on the Inland Sports Show.
Parents, is your young athlete training too much? Stay tuned to find out. Did you know that the recommended dosage of training hours per week should not exceed your child's age? This means that if your child is 13, they should receive no more than 13 hours of speed training, strength training, sports practice, and competition within 7 days. So, don't burn your kids out, keep development fun, and more importantly, don't be a crazy parent. Boost man.
And this segment of the Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Kin Sporting Goods in Norco, #1 in the Inland Empire for team uniforms, sports equipment, and Letterman's jackets. Boost Performance Training in Corona. Athletes of all levels and all sports train at Boost. And also ask about the Bass Private School. Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands. Personalized treatment you deserve from an orthodontist you can trust. Chick-fil-A in Rialto, right off the 210 freeway at Ayala Drive. Eat more chicken. Inland Sports. And that's the thing, man. There was a knock on Jared Goff, especially because, remember, he came in with Jeff Fisher, and the Rams' offense was so bad, like horribly bad. And I think Jared Goff got a bad rap, and he was good enough, like you said, to get the Rams to the Super Bowl. They lost, well, to Tom Brady and the Patriots, right? A lot of teams lost to Tom Brady and the Patriots. And now he's in Detroit, dude. And you cannot tell me that he did not enjoy that win more than others, beating his former team that let him go in a trade. And I know, listen, it paid off for the Rams. They went all in and they won a Super Bowl with Matt Stafford. So I know they're happy on their end because that trade did pay off. But right now, yeah, Jared Goff is really soaking in that playoff win. To the AFC quickly, a shout out to our guy CJ Stroud, the pride of Rancho Cucamonga. Rookie quarterback, playoff debut, didn't matter as the Texans blew out the Cleveland Browns, who were kind of one of the hotter teams going into the playoffs. Didn't matter. 45-14, Stroud looked awesome.
Another one where the Browns defense was so good all year and they did not show up.
No.
The Cowboys defense, I was like, what is happening? CJ Stroud is that good. And it's fun to kind of watch him warm up with all his baseball stuff that he's doing and all these crazy things he's doing. Whatever he's doing, keep doing it, young man. The pride of the kook, we say, right?
Yeah.
Very cool, man. I loved it.
Inland Sports.
Man, I love it. I love getting up early and talking sports with my guy Patrick in the morning on KCAL 96.7 FM. So usually they're rocking out on KCAL, but they do talk a little bit of sports, and I join them every Monday and Thursday morning to break it all down. So I hope you'll join us for that. All right. Coming up this Saturday, we've got Heisman Trophy winner Jayden Daniels back in town, his hometown of San Bernardino. There's going to be a big celebration pretty much all day on Saturday. There's going to be a parade from Cal State San Bernardino to Cajon High School. That begins at 10 a.m. And then at 1:30 p.m., there's going to be a Heisman Trophy celebration inside the football stadium. Now, tickets are free, but you still have to apply for tickets. If you follow the San Bernardino City Unified School District on any social media platform, there's a QR code. You can get your tickets. It's super easy and it's free, but they're going to still require tickets to get into the stadium. So you heard it here. So make sure you get your tickets, or you can just pop up anywhere along the parade route. Again, from Cal State San Bernardino to Cajon High School. If you know what I'm talking about, it's just that one road that goes all the way down to Cajon, and that begins at 10 a.m. So with that said, we will have coverage on Saturday of Jayden Daniels' homecoming back to San Bernardino to celebrate his Heisman Trophy. And of course, coming up in a couple months, he'll hear his name called in the NFL draft. So it's been really a dream season for Jayden Daniels, and we'll have coverage on Saturday, and we'll have coverage here on Inland Sports and also on IEMG. And what we did at IEMG, they actually put together a little highlight reel of Jayden not only at Cajon, but also his college career, Arizona State, and then, of course, LSU. So check it out. Here's Jayden Daniels.
So let's make some history. It is my great pleasure to announce that the 2023 Heisman Trophy winner is Jayden Daniels from Louisiana State University.
Fresh off a historic season, Cajon Cowboys quarterback Jayden Daniels is pulling in the awards and scholarship offers.
Again, Daniels stands tall, going deep, end zone, touchdown!
Jayden Daniels, he rewrote the CIF Southern Section record book for basically every quarterback category, passing yards, passing touchdowns, completions, everything. And you might have noticed there was a quick clip. It was very quick, but it was Jayden Daniels the first time we saw him playing for Cajon. It was the summer going into his freshman season at Cajon. He was at the Paloma Valley Shootout 7-on-7 football league. I still remember talking to Cajon head coach Nick Rogers and him telling me, man, we got a good young quarterback. He as a freshman, he might win the starting job, and that's kind of where it all started. We saw him down there at Paloma Valley in 7-on-7 as a 14-year-old freshman trying to make varsity and play on varsity. And really, the rest is history, right? Heisman Trophy. So big celebration coming up on Saturday for Jayden Daniels. More coverage next week on Inland Sports and IEMG in the city of San Bernardino as well. And finally here on the Inland Sports Show, still celebrating that CIF Southern Section Championship. The Orange Vista football team will cap off their season with their year-end banquet to celebrate their season, their CIF championship, all that good stuff. And that'll be this Sunday, actually, this Sunday afternoon at the March Air Reserve Museum. And I want to thank Coach Zomal and his staff for extending an invite to come out and MC that event. So I'm really looking forward to hanging out with Orange Vista this weekend. And again, celebrating that CIF Southern Section Championship and kind of reflecting back on this historic season for the Coyotes. So we'll probably have more on that next week on the Inland Sports Show as well. So football season done, but not yet, as we kind of celebrate and reflect back on a great season for many of our local teams here in the IE, including the Orange Vista Coyotes, your CIF Southern Section Division 5 champions. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of the Inland Sports Show. A big shout out to our director, Johnny Nunez, behind the scenes here at Teen Vision TV 16. Also, a shout out to Brandon Fletcher, the head girls basketball coach at Ramona High, for jumping on the show as well. My name is Pep Fernandez. God bless you guys. Stay safe, and we'll see you next week on your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show. Good night.